MC was only meant to introduce the DJ at block parties and clubs in the Bronx. But he quickly became a fixture, spitting rhymes. MCs such as Melly Mel, Kumo D, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, among others, became leaders in the music revolution that brought the voice and sound of urban black youth to mainstream America. MCs became household names. Run DMC, Ice Country, and the record industry by storm, yo. Controversy and media attention followed the MCs as they grew in fame, creating a fearful American pub question why this phenomenon had occurred. The content of the rhymes and technique of spitting those rhymes is the skill, and this is what has drawn so many people to rap music. Yet behind such apparent ease of flow and wordsmithing, the MC has to master many skills, from the ability to hear live on stage before an audience. In today's music industry, MCs are not only masters of the art and technique of rap, they are big components that go into making a successful MC. And how do they deal with the commercial pressures put upon them? Hey yo, man, there's a lot of things that evoke the image of the MC. A microphone, the glinted jewelry and gold cap teeth, a cap cocked to one side. But none of this speaks to who an MC is more than their name.
My name. Yo, a man gotta have a name, you know what I'm saying? A name should always mean something because it's a statement.
To like divine the name of the child, because they understand that when you name a child, it kind of puts energy towards their destiny. So it's very important, and that's kind of how, you know, we looked at it. And that when we formed Zion 9, we were both getting real close to God, and like we thought it was important enough that we just make that kind of like the main focus, what we were gonna do with music.
You know what I mean? And through me, they remember it constantly. You know what I mean? Because the name get called so frequently, and they go, yo, remember, you know, this and that, and if that thought pops back into their head, I thought it was a cool thing to do.
They call us the mall because we deep, we mad deep. You know what I mean? When we go out, it's a bunch of, because of how we get down. You know what I mean? We just the infamous, that's our title. A lot of people be trying to use the infamous too, man. There's a lot of people. Stop doing that, please, man, because that's us, man.
It is I, the infamous Jesus, Shock Jesus, AKA the fool in zebra print, goer of great places, breather of delicious air, doer of beautiful women.
Nas is short for my name, Nasir. So niggas wasn't saying Nasir back in the days. They was just like, yo, Nas, stuck with me.
The name Killer Mike was a nickname given to me by a dude named Double D, who actually, we used to do these battle rap sessions, like at Underground in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, and then the Green Lights, and I battled like 7, 8 dudes and just went through them, and the dude was like, you know, Double D, back against the wall. He's like a hungry pit bull fighting out of him.
When brothers choose names, you know what I mean, they trying to really choose a personality, you know what I'm saying? I probably been through dozens of names, really. You want to check my whole MC history. Like when I say Wizard right now, it's like that's my title. It's like go for names. Like, oh, that's the Bobby, or that's the Johnny. No, that's the Wizard.
But a name that you earn may not sit well with record companies, know what I mean? With corporate identities to protect and all that.
I treasure my name, and I fought with 2 record companies. I fought with Elektra and with Columbia to keep my name K-I-L-L-E-R of what I did that night when I slayed over 7. Because I was more tenacious, I was more hungry than them. I want to make sure that the name I earned is the name that people heard and people saw. If you look at rappers' names, like you look at Ja Rule, Jeffrey Atkins Rules, like that speaks to his attitude. Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? What's harder than frozen water? Like, this is like, yo, your name means something.
You pick a name that you usually, at some point, think is cool, and then you usually end up hating it. A fan comes up to me and it's like, hey, Ian, can you sign this? For some reason, it's like, aggravates me. I don't know why. But like, I'm like, you know, you put my record in the A section, you know? And like fan artist line to a degree. You know, it's like, I wouldn't walk up to Q-Tip and be like, hey, John.
The fact that we spelled it T-E-C-H, technique, number 9, number of completion, you know what I'm saying? The technique's complete. Not complete as in finished, but complete as in mastered. So I have the complete technique. I have everything you want to hear.
I got the name, you know, coming from an ill flick called The Mystery of Chess Boxing. You
You know what I mean? When I first heard that, it stuck like, yo, yeah, that's me right there, straight up and down. You know what I mean? And it was based on, you know, they fronted on the dude, everything in sight. When I leave, man, I go home and I rest my head, man. I'm Dennis Coles, man, at the end of the day, man. The same name that go on that check, the same thing that's on the birth certificate, and when y'all bury me, that's what's gonna be on the tombstone.
I'll give artists one piece of advice. I tell them all this new artists, don't bite my shit and you'll be all right. Early Jamaican dancehall music, which would eventually have a large influence on hip-hop culture, used different artists over the same popular beat. But perhaps unaware of this tradition, hip-hop considers such a practice repugnant. In the early days of hip-hop, if you so much as copied a beat or rapping style, you could expect to face some serious consequences.
Be unique.
I wish I was there.
You know, when I first started rhyming, to steal, you know, another person's rhyme was, you know, they'll laugh you out the park. They'll laugh you out the club. It was more about originality back in the day, man. You know, that was one of the big things about being an MC, you know, and it was good, because they, you know, one character come out, yo, this is who I am. And that's who he was. It wasn't like the next character was gonna come out and say, yo, I'm like him.
Yeah, you get punched in your face for biting. Back in the era when Tribe, Daylight, Jungle, MC Shan, all those people dropped, you get smacked up for that, for real.
That's the only crime we had in hip hop. It wasn't really too many crimes. You know what I mean? Biting, that's it. It's songs about don't bite. And biting is like, you don't bite, yo.
The 80s was a time when you know, you weren't supposed, it was cooler to not sound like the next guy, you know what I mean?
Can you just shoot for some originality? You know, I think the whole Timberland, Missy Elliott type of vibe, you know, like they don't bite anybody, like that just, you know, that just motivates me to continue to do my thing and to try to keep my thing separated from all the guys who are saying pimp player, but you know, for the person who's not established, who doesn't even have a foot in the door, just left field it, you know, come from over there.
From, you know, being original, you know what I mean? So, you know, I hope that changed, you know what I mean? Like when I speak to a lot of the, you know, people on the streets, you know, they recognize it, just putting it on a different beat.
And I have enough respect for to try to regurgitate it, you know what I mean? But now people will kind of recycle choruses, recycle a line, and kind of change it up, you know what I mean? And it's, you know what I mean? It's
not at all. I'm not a biter like that. I came with my own. I hear a lot of people bite my style, music and jacket. I think it's all in how you bite.
When Jermaine Dupri took the beat that KRS-One popular did, you know, 10 years earlier, 12 years earlier in the song, Why Is That?
It's like teaching a dog to be a cat. You don't teach white kids to be black. Why is that?
You know, you had kids that are now 18 going, oh yeah, you know, that guy stole Jermaine Dupri's beat. So there's no sense of history.
I give to all MCs my entire catalog, or do an interpolation of my lyrics or anything. My entire catalog is open to the public.
We so tight-knit and shit is so complex the way we do our stuff is that nobody could actually bite because there's too many chambers to go through. There's too many heads, there's too many emotions coming at you at once. I mean, you're overload real quick. You try and bite one style, it's impossible. It's like something that we said in the rhyme as they hook for their song, thinking that's gonna make it official. You know what I'm saying? It don't sound like that.
Really like a tool.
Word up. If it ain't got that, like we said from the beginning, if it ain't got that Woo stamp on it, it ain't Woo. Word up.
Dang Clan, baby, it's all real.
But it's not all about biting, you know what I'm saying? Especially when an MC finds inspiration to take it to a new place or even pay homage out of respect for another artist.
If I see somebody do something real fresh. I'd be like, man, I wish I would have done that. I just say, this is how I would do it, like this. And what am I gonna tap into that's gonna make somebody be like, man, I wish I would have done that.
I'm not trying to get on stage and be like the next man. I'm not getting some attention. I'm young, I'm just getting in the game. I'm a new MC. The same way when these people got in the game, they had to be their self.
It all began with sampling, of course. So now if it's cool to sample someone's music, now it's cool to sample someone's voice, now it's cool to repeat their lyrics in your song. It just new. And I think that's an issue.
You know, it is difficult, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's biting.
That kind of related to jazz?
Yeah, I related to jazz, in many different things. Like the way John Coltrane used his the horn, atom all splitting. That's the way you do it, straight off the top. Improvisational skills, it's making it hot.
Freestyling. Nowadays, you would never know that because most of the top MCs can't even freestyle.
Of MCing. How do MCs create unrehearsed poetry?
You're rhyming and you're fully aware of what is going on in the thing, that your mind is not actually You are thinking one thing like the next rhyme. When do I get the crowd to say, oh, this girl over here keeps looking at me. This guy wants me to sign his picture. The music is too low. The music is too loud. All of that is going on in there. So your ears is ringing and stinging, gleaming and dreaming, true MCing with meaning.
Freestyle is just sporadically. Dead looking, let off on air, looking, take it there, whatever, you know what I mean? Freestyle is just, you free.
One for money, two for power. Everybody put your hands up, say, oh!
When you doing a freestyle, you don't even gotta worry. You just you saying whatever the fuck you wanna say, how you wanna say it, and it's coming out.
Good at going around and winning battles because people would actually say what they had written, and I would just talk about what they had wrote.
Look, man, a chess master employs patience, manipulation, timing, strategy, and a killer instinct when facing an adversary. Like a chess master, an MC in a freestyle battle must apply these.
It could be compared to anything that involves strategy.
There's a certain amount of preparation for a battle mentally, but you can only prep so much, you know what I'm saying, before you're writing it and planning your rhymes. You know what I'm saying? So when you're like in a freestyle battle or off the head battle, it's exactly what it is.
Bottom line, once you get into that, it's like nothing to say anything about you. But then sometimes, like, if they're on the receiving end and you have like 50 people around them laughing at them, it'll get there. Like, heads will be like, oh, hold up, money, hold up.
Sometimes it got to that. If you got roasted really bad.
At the Proud Bird in Los Angeles, California, a young Slim Shady participated in a freestyle contest in all ability.
You want to represent on the microphone, but you rap sleazily. I ain't about to battle this fake Easy-E. There ain't no way I'm gonna do this. It's so I don't give a I'm loaded up with a full clip, rhyming paper mache. I heard you rap before, you ain't about shit. This whole battle was mismatched like your outfit. Try to battle me again.
Be a true MC, do you have to be able to freestyle? And if you are a true freestyler, are your rhymes rehearsed or are they truly coming off the top of your head?
And a true hip-hop head will know whether you're freestyling or whether it's written down or not.
I'm gonna tell you this for your own benefit. You're the dopest, especially when you wrote 90% of it. What you need to do is practice on your freestyles, before you come up missing like Snoop Dogg's police files.
When you working your mind, you know what I mean? Just pop up, oh shit, I said that. That's all a part of knowing that you have it, you know what I'm saying? Now just think about it if you sat down and thought about it.
Some cats are truly freestylers, which freestyle with no net at all. And other cats are room. It might not pertain to a song or anything, but it's just a hot 16 bars.
But the rhyme that you've written is on top of a written piece.
A great freestyler may make for a great MC, but recording records is a different game. Pay attention now.
I noticed that a lot of freestyles in the booth, and there's 10, 12 people at the studio, a group of people. It's you against the actual tape. Like you
make good records because it's not true. Because if you really think about it, anybody that writes, it's just a matter of how you catch it and capture it and put it down on paper.
Some people can make songs and no freestyle. That's crazy.
Some people can make good albums, can't freestyle a lick. Some people make good albums, don't even write their own rhymes. Like,
the reason that a battle MC usually has a hard time making the transition into record is because their mind is not gravitating dance. They're only trying to be as lyrical as possible, and unfortunately, the only people that really, really love lyrics on that level are authentic, thorough hip-hop junkie fans. Like, you have to really, really love hip-hop to want to buy a record just to hear what somebody's doing lyrically, because the average fan is just a music fan.
You never know. 3 years from now, freestyle rap's selling records. You have to make records.
One of the highest profile freestyle battles occurs on BET's 106 in Park, which features, sets of hundreds of MCs. Two MCs battle each other for the opportunity to compete in the following week's contest. Newcomer Jen faced the champ Hassan, who was going for his 7th win in a row, which would secure his place in the 106 in Park Hall of Fame.
Like, my first week going up there, that made me the challenger. In fact, it was there already, because they was like, he's here to battle. You did already.
Time for Freestyle Friday battle.
But this, and then I do a rebuttal. No, that's it. Like, I get my one verse, you get your one verse, and they decide right there. I went in there with that, beat him to the punch.
You got 6 victories? I wonder if this'll hurt. Now you understand it. I'm the reason that his little sister eyes are slanted. Out of town searching for your body.
So then the crowd, they was just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, yo, where's this coming from? You know, being that you're of a different culture and you have that edge, they want to hear something ill from you. Cause like, as quick as they gonna show you love is how quick they're trying to rap. You can't be serious.
All right. Hassan, get focused immediately.
I went up there and I said what I had to say, and I guess to an extent it worked. Cause he did come with the Chinese jokes.
Yo, I don't really think you want it with this cat Hassan. I have you in BT hooking up Rob Wontons, yo.
But it lost a lot of what you say. It's just that quick instant. If you could say something that has shock value or comedic value.
All right, that's it.
And then that was big.
There it is.
Give it up.
We have
Give
a
it
brand
up.
I could have went out there swinging with the dopest rhymes, dopest punchlines, talking about everything, you know, and all it takes is for him to say one Chinese joke, and that'll pretty much discredit everything I said, no matter how dope it was. That's just how it is, like, in a battle, like, in the heat of the moment. It's about little, like, you know, like, iffy. You can hear the buzz around, it's like, yo, did you hear about that Chinese kid that won the Freestyle Friday? Took out the champion that was going for the, you know, like, they probably didn't even know my name yet, but you hear. He got lucky, you know what I mean? He probably got lucky. Let's see what happens this week.
Good rap.
This guy saw last Friday's episode, and he pretty much know who he's gonna be battling, me. Whereas I'm oblivious to who it's gonna be. Like, he did literally a whole verse about me being Chinese. Like, every punchline that he had.
The first, the problem. Scoop, hit it.
I'm the champion, this guy comes. He came out crazy.
Yo, I'm mad free. You acting like I ain't the one. Why you got me battling Bruce Lee grandson? Yo, I'm a star. He just a rookie. Leave rap alone and keep making fortune cookies. Look, I'm that guy. Yo, his mom was a menace to society, saying hurry up and buy. In the hood is where they'll find your body, dog. This fire, yo. He just kick and be like, hi-ya. Dog, I know why your eyes is ish, cause you keep staring at my pinky. Yo, let's go, holla back.
By the time he finished his verse,
That was a good run.
Stand right there.
everybody was the crowd, even Free and AJ, I remember, they was like, oh man, this is, you know what I mean? Cause I'm looking at everybody's face. I'm like, they really eating this up. So it was my turn. And the first thing I said to him was,
You wanna say I'm Chinese, Sonny? Here's a reminder. Check your Timbs, they probably say made in China. Don't make me get on his tip and straight kill ya. His name is Sterling, cause all he rocks is silver. Do you stop following the block, you run into it. This is 106 in Park, I'm a hard act to follow. You an amateur, you go to the Apollo. Cause I'm freestyling, know when I'm done. Son, you ain't a baller, tell the audience the truth. I saw him breakdancing for spare change on 40 dudes.
then the crowd just went berserk. Once again, the judges decided that I won. And the crowd was like, yo, that's it. So from that point on, it was like, we're cheering for Jin. We're rooting for him.
Roll back,
After the first and the second week or so,
Went on to win his next 4 battles. Rough Rider Records signed Jen to a record deal during his 5th week. Wow. Expecting him to announce his signing after winning the 7th week, this put tremendous pressure on Jen.
The champ, Jen, he's going for his 7th win today. What's up, family?
Going on.
All right.
I'm just ready to, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yo, hey, hey, hey. Who you supposed to be? Bruce Lee with his pants all sagging? I'm you dog. There'll be no return to this. Sean Nicholas, I never lose my cool. That's right. You look like Tony the Tiger. I'm about to take a big bite out of your little whack tail. Hey yo, I don't mess up. Sean in the list, bless up. And yo again. Woke up in all on that tower from night till morning. None of them now hear me warning. New York hear me call.
You ain't a reggae artist, and I ain't hating on you. Stop is new. Don't be mad at Chinese kid dressed better than you. Man, I'm freestyling now. It's a rap. Matter of fact, you should ask Clef Writer. I'm nice when I'm freeing. You ain't beating me. Matter of fact, I'll be at buffets, and you ain't eating me. Don't make me start rapping in Chinese on the microphone. Like, fine, okay, love, that means take your sorry butt home.
Yo, come on over here. Come on over here, come over here, come over here.
Judges, here.
You're going down.
Yes.
And in the Hall of Fame, Freestyle Friday champion, how you feeling?
Yo.
What's next?
The next move, let's do it right here. This is 106 in Park. I'm gonna make this a special day.
This is an announcement. Oh!
Whoa!
Double R.
You know you cannot rhyme me, so go and see the exit like Nick off Pat Riley and check the Nick off style. I'm wicked and wow. And when it comes to rhymes and styles, I got 'em by the pile. Suffolk a whack MC and the whole media. From A to C, I got a whole encyclopedia of lyrics. You know my style, you know my stilo. I'm on the TOP and all the rest of your are below. Me, 5 feet just don't care. I'm just bugging, you know.
Ba 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 ba, dee 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 dee, da 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 da, da 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 da. That is the essence, and he was just hitting that. That's Busy B. That's Hollywood.
He could have came really generic with that one, because that was going in the favor. And the way he said it, the style he used, it made it tight.
Pipe came off with that. You could tell he was coming off the head, and it was good. And the beatbox, yeah.
His or her ability to write rhymes. The discipline to write has always been a struggle, even among literature's greatest writers. What does it take for today's MCs to write?
That's where you show your mind's ability, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you think about really and how you really perceive the world and what kind of...
And it's preparing you to eat. From the time you say, I want to eat, certain saliva starts coming up in your mouth. You start looking for down. Certain muscles in your body are preparing you now to eat. The same thing with writing lyrics. It's the same way, that don't just sit and write a lyric. Deliver its lyric to you.
I just put it all in music. That was stressing me out. You know what I mean? When wasn't around me, they go to jail, their girlfriend, their baby mom start acting up. I just put it all in the record, you know what I mean? And that was one love. I told them.
And have a rhyme from either something I would have did before that I ain't get a chance to, or I might just rhyme on the spot.
Sometimes you'll have an idea for a song already, and you're just seeking that beat for it.
I rent cars in different cities and just go ride and listen to the beats. And like, I love to ride and write, you know, like not literally writing it down, but just rapping. It's fun to do.
I pick my topics first. That's something I do differently too. Like, then I write.
Certain lines is, I don't know where they come. Like when I said she got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson, got a dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. There's no theory behind that line. It's just funny. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other lines have theory behind them. You know, people could say, yo, I'm gonna compare how many throwbacks I got to how many guns I got to how much work I get. And then it's like in theory raps. There are already formats for that. I like to come up with lines so there's no format for them. I've been listening to a lot of, listening to a lot of artists like Fabulous and, stuff like that. And I'm listening to their flows and I'm like, oh, I got it. So a lot of there's something funny or catchy and everybody's like, oh. And it's like, okay, so they come up with that first. Then they'll come up with the rhyming words to put before it. You know what I mean? So if you notice a lot of their rhymes, the lead up
Like the rhyme word that they have, the pre-word, is always whatever, but the end is always like, oh.
I can write a whole song in less than an hour and a half and spit it like it's reading. But that's something that you have to perfect. There's other guys like Biggie and Jay-Z who don't write anything down. They only write a couple of words down, if anything. But what they do is take the beat.
Like Jay saying he never wrote a rhyme down and he just got it up here. And I asked him, I was like, how do you do that? He's like, oh, I lost about 2 or 3 albums that way, And I was like, okay.
I don't write lyrics, so I mean, I just went in there and just, did it.
So it just comes off the top of your head?
Yeah, but it's not really a freestyle because I organize it, in my head. It ain't like I'm just winging it. It's organized, but it's yeah.
You can rap because, you gotta you gotta rhyme on top of everything. So you gotta end these phrases and you gotta keep rhyming and you gotta keep telling the story. So you gotta kind of not lose your direction from beginning to end.
I always had a thing for writing rhymes, like poetry, like that. When I was in elementary school, I used to win contests. I always could put words together and make them rhyme, but this rap, once I just got all the way serious with it, it wasn't no looking back after that.
It felt like a project or a book report or somewhere. I was like, called a song for Asada, and it was about Asada Shakur, and it stemmed from me just reading her autobiography. And then I was like, man, I want to do a song like people need to know this story. And I went and read the book like 2 or 3 times. I went down every element that I could, without being there, so that I could write the story.
I make the songs to entertain me. And then I know that others will embrace it too, you know what I mean? So it's all in fun, just tell stories, try to give a little shock. Bring about emotion.
I think about how a lot of times I try to build it up like an adventure, like the Alicia Keys song. And it's just something that people aren't doing on records now.
A rap or rhyme ain't nothing without rhythm, which meaning on the beats and bars, yo.
A bar is when you have 4 beats, like
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So when they say 16 bars, they mean like 16 bars of those. And then usually a chorus comes in and it's like another 16. It's like, like a standard song format.
Right now, the standard right now for MCs is 16 bars, a hook, 16 bars, a hook, 16. Business that formula has actually been put into lyrics. So now you have people who come into the game like, I got 16, like I hot 16.
Go and pop in any joint right now and listen to one verse. A verse meaning before the chorus ends and before
16s and 8-bar choruses, but it's about what you do within that 16 or that 8-bar chorus that makes a song interesting.
It's mathematically written, ordained by God as a classical piece to spit passionately, mimics the clapping of heat over immaculate beats to capture the beast.
But to be real good, a song needs more than hot 16s, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta have a hook.
Hook is the part of the song you want to sing over and over and over again.
Talented young artists come up, and that's one thing that they don't. In the rap world, the hook that's your chorus, because it's like that kind of has to sell your song. I'm always dealing with, you need a hook, the hook's gotta be better in industry.
The song that people are gonna want to say back.
Spin. I don't even know what they said after that, but I just know Big Pen. I know that those are good choruses, those good hooks that get you.
do that, which is nothing but, it was kind of like a hook that people caught on because they would listen to the song and say, oh, I like that part when he goes like that. Okay, that's that part,
Like just to get by, what I did, I was actually watching the Transformers movie, and they had this song, you got the touch, you got the power. And I remember 80s ballads, how they could rock stadiums and people be throwing in ballads. And I said, why don't we bring choruses that are like 80s power ballads to hip hop? And that's what Just to Get By is. This morning, I woke up feeling brand new. I jumped up. This morning, I woke up feeling brand new. I jumped up, feeling my mind, my soul, my soul. That's like stadium music right there.
You can have a hook within the verse as well. You could be saying something in your verse that people will catch on to.
Big, he used to just go,
He got $1 million is something.
Yeah, this is gonna be the bottom. This is gonna be the bottom. So therefore, the highs is gonna kick in a certain way to where you gonna feel like when you rhyming, you gotta have a certain kind of flow together for it.
Humpty Hump and Slick Rick rhyme from the nasal palate.
Nas rhymes from the back of his throat. Biggie is a swinger. He swings like a horn player over jazz. B-I-G-P-O, P-P-A, no info for the D-E-A. He put more emphasis on the He's just spelling his name. But the flow, vicious. Pac, on the other hand, I think Tupac pulled from Martin Luther King. Is that we're gonna make it to the mountaintop. But one day all the children will be able to play together, all the children, It's like pouring those words out because you mean it. And that's why, you know, I never had a father love. That singing that Pac was doing. And
that I play it is raw, the way that I say it and flee. I be out the booth before you invoice the fee. You got a million brothers who rhyme, and they might be, the beat is here and they might be right here. Or the beat is here and they might be under here. But if you in a pattern, you right here with it. You riding right here. You know what I'm saying? And you flipping your to where when you got it locked, it sound easy.
Can it be? The Casanova speech therapy that heavily puts the flavor right where it should be. My words have been connected to the poets of old. The way I utilize a pen and turn it to gold. And keep it overly creative, innovator of soul. Now check the flavor from the beta, which my DJ holds. Come on.
I get down in the studio.
One of the biggest jobs and where the written rhymes go from paper and become a song is working in the studio.
You have people who grew up MCing and people who have regular jobs and do what they do on a 9-to-5 basis, but in their spare time write rhymes or buy studio equipment, have little studios in their house and make little tapes.
Internal Affairs album was recorded here at Grandma's hands, and I knew that I wanted kind of like a raw feel. So even if I was a record dealist at the time, but even if we would have chose to do it in a certain manner, you know, at the time we were working, and it brought about a feeling for the song, I think, a feeling for the album as a whole.
When we're in the studio, it's like, it's such a chill atmosphere, you know? It's not tense or we gotta get this record out. Because we did this in Chad's attic, like, way before, you know, anybody knew who the Neptunes were. And it takes a lot of the stress out of it because this is what we're used to. This is what we've been doing. And it's like,
if possible, try to demo it. Even a cheap recorder, demo of it. Sometimes hearing it a lot and you kind of learn it and it allows you to be able to come off better when you do it. Oh, that's cool, but when I get in there, I'm gonna change this or something,
48 track joint at Sony, you get a little comfortable. And it's a little too pretty. But I think the advantage of doing it at home is you're not constrained to, you have an hour left, finish your mix, you're just sitting here at your leisure eating, some string beans and and some lima beans.
Oh, you feel me? Only thing I gotta do is take it out, need a mix and master.
Just like every MC has their own style and flow, they also have their own way of, working in the studio.
Once you demo a song and you know the lyrics really well and you know the expressions of how you want to say something, it usually comes off better in the studio. It just is a lot. It just comes off better than someone who writes in the studio and goes in there and it just doesn't seem to be as smooth because, they're kind of, in a way, reading and learning at the same time as recording them.
Lately, it really a lot. I've been to feel the vibes and just catch the moment, you know what I'm saying, rather than focus hard on the lyrics, you know what I'm saying, just like catch the vibe of the song and just convey it through the feeling.
Rhymes. If we're tracking the beat and we're getting ready to lay some vocals after we finish tracking, make sure you're ready. Don't sit there and start writing while we're tracking and then you're sitting there, your rhyme is half.
Whatever you think my greatest song or my greatest rhyme was, I probably wrote it right there. I never really spent weeks on it, you know what I'm saying? I never really did that yet. And that's gonna come in a minute, and that's when I'm gonna be crazy.
that's when it's gonna be over for me. You know what I mean?
And for every MC, the atmosphere in the studio is as important for the creative process as the beat and rhyme, yo.
Like the producers that I'm dealing with to do that in the studio either, because kind of messes with my vibe. I can see if we was all smoking and drinking together, cool, but when one is and one's not, it's kind of hard to gel.
Working in the studio ain't just about standing in a booth in front of a mic, you know what I mean? Knowing the tools and the tricks is as much a part of the technique to making a great song.
You know, you have your choice of how you want to go about making music. You could learn an instrument and get a band, or you could sample music. I think the essential producer, you know, has whichever piece of beat sampling, record sampling piece he's gonna have, whether it's still a 1200.
The MIDI controller, right? So basically what this does is it controls the other instruments I have. So I could compose a whole tune on this, you know what I'm saying, the different parts of a song by measures, you know what I'm saying, each note. And then this will control whatever else I want.
So usually it's based off a sample. Maybe I have a really good idea, song idea. It's like nowadays I'm using like live strings. I use Mary Ben-Ari, guitar. A bit too much information right now, but hey, you know, when people bite, I'll like make up something new, so.
Essentially, like if you got 8 tracks of music, you got a snare, hi, it's all separated through 8 different lines on the mixing console, and your vocals can be recorded individually and basically.
What I'll show you right here is the tricks of the stanchion. You know, the 1200 can't do this. Check it out. Backwards at the same speed. And what you can do at the same time, what you can do is change the pitch. It's a beautiful thing.
In front of an audience is a way for the MC to, you know, try out new material and promote themselves to old and new listeners alike. Yeah, the live show is the core and life's blue.
Connect with the audience and to make them factor in MCing.
I love performing. Performing is... This is where I get to penetrate, you know, everything about the next individual. You know what I'm saying? This is how I get to the individual's body, you know, his soul.
It's a full sensory experience, you know what I'm saying? Like you touching the crowd, you hearing the music, you smelling the smoke, you know what I'm saying?
A couple of thousand people in the house and they just go.
When you get up on stage, it's like you get to show a whole nother you, and you get to uncover all that shyness and everything, and just all the attention is on you. I mean, MCs, they like attention at the end of the day.
They actually deal with the show. I don't know. I heard DMX say, I don't know if I go first, middle, or last. It's gonna be my show. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do. Every time I get on stage, this is my show.
I definitely need a shot of liquor or some wine or something when I'm live, because even though I did millions of shows, I still get butterflies.
It's a release.
I might be tense, I might be feeling, relieved and, you know.
Yeah, when I'm breaking up, keep your thing.
Recording rhymes in the studio and MCing on stage require different techniques. How does a pro deal with the stage experience?
That the MC should always see beforehand where he or she is gonna MC. You're not always gonna get that luxury. That's why when you enter a club, we got no time to be shaking people's hands and people's now. And usually I am. I walk in the club, I'm looking for the hottest mic. I'm looking to see if the DJ are they feeling him? Are they feeling that? Let me walk to the house. Let me see what it looks like from the house. You know, maybe the stage is lower than the house. Let me see what that is. You have to study your craft like anything. Never cuff the ball of the mic. Many rappers.
They're like, yo, what's up? You know, I think that's one of the main things.
Yeah, but not everybody agree.
only 10% of the time when I seen the sound man really get it right to where you can hold the mic like a mic. I mean, only 10%, that's when you're doing maybe, if you rocking something like American Music Awards or some TV type shows, you may get this, you can hold the mic like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Never put the mic down by your side. Why is it feeding back? And they put the mic down because they just holding it down. But usually when you hold the mic down, you're putting it into the monitors that's in front, usually on stage. So what you want to do is always face the audience, center stage, with an upright position, this hand extended, talking to people who your eyes and your hands are doing it. I would suggest that you wear clothes in layers, because when you taking off stuff, it always makes you seem like you're moving faster than you really are. And that's what the MC is trying to get the crowd hyped. So you play with the brim, switch it around, boom. I come on with either 3 or 4 jackets I usually wear at night. And I take off 1, 2, 3. By the time I'm done, I'm down to a t-shirt. The t-shirt's sweaty. The hat's done turned a few times. The crowd feels like they've grown with me. They've developed a relationship with me. They've saw me break. I have something to give the crowd. It works every time. I would hardly ever step on stage and just MC. I would step on stage, hand out my CD, hand out pictures. You can go take this, print up your flyers of your face and a number where people can get to you, hand out your stuff, and then commence to rock in the party.
Your dogs in the kennel, like I'm shopping a demo. Doctor, and you get no ladies. Barbers can't fade me. Throw down your clippers and down that lummy. I used to spot Biggie up top, sitting. You can't stop me, can't blow me, can't stare me wrong. Baby boy, fetal position, barely born. See, the boss that put you on. I treat the game like a joke. You talking about the grams on your boat like the fans wanna row. I packed up 2 that's ready to play. Got the best of both worlds, not Kelly and Jay. Call me Gilla.
The master right here, Red Man.
See, man, he just got that raw street element. He got comedy in him, he got voice, he got
tap like that. He chose that. Why? He's trying to sell weakness. As wild as I could get, as unique or gully as I could look, different from whatever you may be seeing, I need to get there. So here he is, and look at his hand movements. He's directing his energy in a more direct kind of way here.
Like, geeked off that.
And see how he breaks down into that? See, and then he gets humble with it. After he's unslapped you up, then he slinks back into, yeah, I'm back again.
2 worlds now is ready to play. Got the best of both worlds, not Kelly and Jay. Them words rhyme and it just sounds sweet.
So, you earned a reputation battling, and everybody think your demo is banging. So now what? How do you break into the game? It's obvious. You connect with an MC who's already where you want to be.
There are no hookups in hip-hop. Stop looking for a hookup. It's hard to earn. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a lot of work doing this. You know what I'm saying? So get out there and do the thing.
CDs are rappers in every language. And you know what? There's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of whack stuff, too.
I listen to some of them. I give some of them to my A&R of my own label, and I give them to the...
Like all the hustle and bustle that goes on with this rap music. But, you know, when you do have time, you do listen, because you never know. You might come upon that diamond in the rough, and, like, you might just bump into the next DMX, Jay-Z, to expand your career.
I try to, yeah, definitely. I throw it in and listen to it, definitely.
I met Lil Fliz out because he was on the cover holding the Bible in one hand and a preacher's gown and a gun, and I was like, get out of here.
But getting a demo heard involves more than handing it off to an MC. Tired of y'all.
To it based on what you look like, what you said when you gave it to me, how you approached me, what the tape looks like, the CD, how it's packaged. I mean, if the handoff feels good, then I'm gonna put it in a special. Walk up to me with your head down, your body language is not very confident, you know, looking like, okay, you could be a rap star, because I don't think...
I can't. but I drive a lot. So I take that opportunity to hear what the real streets are saying.
Where's the number? That's the first thing I'm asking, because if I like it, I want to be able to contact you. And what is on here? What am I about to listen to? Are you rapping? Are you singing? Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate it? And if you're saying, I don't have time to listen to anything less, and who am I gonna convince if you can't even convince me that you're hot?
Most MCs have busy lives, and getting a demo to them.
I be on the move, or the artist might be on the move, and really, I didn't even have the space, like the mental space to want to sit down and listen to it. But some I do, it just depends on what mood I'm in.
The CDs and stuff, I either take them, but I still tell them.
As with you, I heard Dr. Dre say it the other day, and I totally agreed with him. He was like, he'd never heard a dope demo tape. And I haven't either. My experience is, if you dope, I'm not gonna hear about you from you giving me a demo tape. It's gonna be and you don't have a demo tape.
A lot of the demos I'm getting, it's like, dude, do you know that this sounds exactly like this guy? You know? But then again, they might get a deal quicker than like if Gangstar was shopping a deal today, because we sound original.
Boys, Lil Jon worked in Jermaine Dupri's office for years, and Jermaine never said, get your out that office and get in the booth and get crunk. You know what I'm saying? Lil Jon had to get out there and find his way. He affiliated himself with guys like me and got in the studio and did his personal thing away from his job. And now he's, you know, making millions. So it's like a star will be found.
Yeah! And so I listen, and every once in a while I come across someone who is talented. And I say, can you travel? I don't even take them the record company route. It's not necessary. I say, can
working, they want big money right there and all that, and that ain't how this game works, unfortunately.
Because in the game, they can get on automatically on some other shit, and the game is not like that. You just can't get on like that.
Done did it. They had to struggle to get where they at. Why not go next?
But I won't take somebody's CD and then don't just listen to it. Sometimes I'll listen to it and give it like 10 seconds, like, because it might not be my style. But I will listen. I never had to come up and make anybody listen to my shit. But I did have to come up and get into the industry and say,
but then break. I mean, basically just make it short and sweet. And if a person feel like they want to hear rap and they willing to listen, give them your best rap, and don't expect nothing. You can't expect nothing. You get to your record deal. It's really irritating at a point where a cat just keep coming up, and if you really on a mission, you might be somewhere with your little girl. You spend that time doing that at the time.
I made demo tapes and solicited them to labels for many years. And the moment I stopped doing it is when I started becoming successful in this business.